Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how we are going to do our 3-day mini project before finals. So we are going to be making a phone stand. You're going to draw 3 designs, conceptual designs, orthographic, no isometric, so you just need to do the top, front, and right side. And then you will get those done, and then you will take your sheet of cardboard, make it in cardboard. You can take a picture and upload it into Fusion and then trace it out that way, or you can just trace it using the dimensions if you can look at it, and then save it in Fusion and make a drawing of it, and we're about to do that right now. So I have Fusion open right in front of me, but first I want to look at this sheet of cardboard. So well, first, if you look at the sheet that was given out, the requirement is that this is a phone stand that needs to be interlocking and cannot exceed 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches, 6 inches cubed. So let's see if I can come up with something that works off the cuff. If it does, I'm going to be very proud of myself. If not, I'm going to blame it on poor planning. And it'd be like that sometimes. So I'm just trying out a simple shape right now. Of course, I'm doing it upside down because I don't think about what I'm doing prior to that moment. But I like that. So I just drew a simple leg shape. So this will be the bottom of the phone, top of the phone. And let me see. Yeah, that might be able to work. I'm hoping that I can get this to work both for a portrait and a landscape view on the phone. So I'm going to take my cutting tool. I'm going to cut the shape out. Remember, for this project, you need to submit all 3 drawings, conceptual drawings, as well as the cardboard prototype, and then the file in Fusion, and the drawing of the file in Fusion. So a lot of different things you're going to need to submit, but all part of the grade nonetheless. So all right, I just did my first pass on all these lines. Didn't try not missing anything. Nope, got those. I'm going to hit it again. Get through all that cardboard. This is very intriguing stuff, watching me cut, and you can't even see what I'm cutting because I don't have a cool overhead camera. OBS Studio, or who is Elgato, or yeah, any of the cool streaming gaming people. If anyone wants to sponsor Mr. Owens, be appreciated. Talk to me, talk to my people, have my people talk to your people. But I'm keep it straight with you. I am my people, so you should talk to me in the first place. So there we go. So there's one half of it, and then I think I'm just gonna have them. I'm gonna have them side by side, and they'll have cross beams on them. So let's do another one of those. This moment I realized I should have drawn them, or I should have done this beforehand. If I'm feeling really fancy, I might do an edit right here, but I probably won't, because I enjoy this time that we get to spend with each other. This is real. This is life. Everyone wants the influencer, show the final product. Gotta stop and smell the roses every once in a while. Enjoy the fact that it takes time to do things. What a blessing it is to have time to waste listening to someone talk about what they're doing. Also, hopefully reset your patience. What's that? Not doing this wrong, but reset your brain in the amount of time you're willing to just sit there. No, that's not it. I'm blanking on the word. It'd be like that sometimes, but yeah. So we're gonna finish up this piece, cut the cardboard, and do like that. And then did I get all the corners? I probably didn't. Oh, there we go. All right. So now I have a duplicate, and I'm throwing it on the table. Luckily, I didn't drop it on the ground. So I have a duplicate there, and I'm just gonna draw out 2 pieces that are just gonna connect this body together. Yep, like that. Then. How's your day going so far? That's good. Thank you for asking. I got about 12 minutes until passing period, so I figured I could either organize some papers or I could record a video. I gotta keep all my fans updated. I live such an interesting life. All right, so I've just made the 2 parts that the phone will rest on, and right now I'm finishing up the pieces that are going to connect those 2 parts together. So hopefully, in a perfect world, my cool phone stand. Oh, it's not a perfect world. Woe is me. Oh, woe is me. There we go. So my rough cut version in my less than 5 minutes of, well, it's probably been more than 5 minutes, but my attempt to make this less than 5 minutes. Here it is. So it's like a little sled. So that's the general idea of what it's going to look like. So let's make that in Fusion now. Sweet. Let's put me up here. All right. So really, I only have 2 unique parts. So let's make them. Of course, I didn't grab a ruler. Well, actually, I did grab a ruler. I had this on my desk, and then I was like, I don't need this ruler. What am I going to do? Make a video? That's exactly what I'm going to do. So, use calipers. I really don't need calipers for this. This is more of a ruler situation. So I'm going to make a 3-inch line, and then it goes up 1 inch. And then that's a 45-degree angle, and that's a 1/4 inch. 2.25 at 45. Minus 45? Nope. 90 plus 45. I don't teach math. I teach engineering and physics. So it should be 135. There we go. Look at that. All right. It's a 1/4 inch around again. And then 1/4 inch again. Perfect. And then we're going to go down this way, 1/2 inch, 0.5, and we're going to go down this way, 2 1/4 inches. God, I did like perfect measurements here, and that wasn't even a plan. 2.25. Is that 2 1/4 inches? That's 2 1/4. Ooh, maybe I didn't do perfect measurements. Let's see. Doesn't quite look like what I got here. How tall is that? It's supposed to be a 1/4 inch. Whoa, happy day. I got Sister Act stuck in my head. Is that 1/2 inch? Dang, I'm off somewhere. 1 inch. Oh, that's 3 1/2, not 3 1/4. All right, let me update this. 3.5. There we go. All right, that looks better. Okay, 2 1/4 inches, and then let's go up. How high are we gonna go up? 2 1/2 inches. And then we're gonna square this out. So we're just gonna draw that over to the origin line right there, and fantastic, I have my finished shape here. And then we're gonna extrude that. Let's do 1/4 inch is usually good. Let's take a look at that. Whoa, fantastic. Let's do some cutouts on this. I'm gonna create a sketch, and then let's make this, since it's gonna be a 1/4 inch, let's do a little bit more for some tolerance. So I'm going to just kind of arbitrary pick a point here. Let's do that. So we can do, we're gonna make the width 0.13 inches for tolerance, and then let's make the height here, it is 0.463, that's such a weird height. Let's just cut that in 2, divided by 2, and then we're gonna repeat that, let's do, here. No, because I don't need to do that. Let's just pick here as our next arbitrary point. So we're going to do the same measurements. So this is 0.232 and then 0.13. Perfect. Finish sketch. And let's cut these shapes out. So I'm going to do that. Extrude, select that shape. I'm going to pull down, and that just does a cut. Perfect. Now I have 2. I'm going to write down this number because I'm going to need those numbers. For my other side, so it's 0.13, and it was extruded down. If I forget to take the measurements, I can click measure, and then I just click that line, and it tells me that's 0.232 inches long. Sweet. That's one. Time to do another one. So I'm going to make my little cross beams here, which I put right here. And I'm going to make that a little bit wider. It's 2 1/4 right now. I'm going to do 2 1/2. So 2.5, and we're going to make that 0.232 times 2. There we go. That's the nice thing about Fusion, is that you can do multiply, divide, you can type that in and it does the math for you, saves you time. And then let's do 2-point rectangle, and we're gonna make it the same size that we made the other one. So this would be 0.232 by 0.13. And then here's a cool little trick you can do. So I'm gonna click the line tool, hover on this line until I get a triangle, right there. That means it's the midpoint. Oh my gosh, I look like a dwarf right now. I'm sitting in the bottom of my frame. There we go, that's slightly better. So I'm on the triangle, I'm gonna click it, just drag it up, just enough for me to see it. Now that's my midpoint. There's a tool called mirror. I'm gonna click mirror, select my objects. It's these 4 lines. My mirror line is here. Copies it over to the other side. Perfect. Excellent. I don't have to do anything special. So now I can click my body, extrude. We're going to extrude an 1/8 of an inch. There we go. We're going to save that. Let's save that as CTO, phone crossbar. And we're going to save that under my files, NEM files. And then let's save this one as CTO, phone stand. Same deal. Now I have my 2 files. I have my backing and my crossbar. So now we're going to make a new file, and then we are going to insert these as components under assemble. So I'm going to do insert component, NEM files. Let's update the last update because it should be there. And there we go, phone stand and phone crossbar. So I'll select phone stand. We're going to rotate this because it's going to want to ground this to parent. So we'll do that. And then let's insert another component, and we'll do the same thing again. Another phone stand, and I could duplicate it, or I could just do this. Either way, 6 one way, half a dozen the other, it still works. I'm gonna move that over, and then insert another component. Phone crossbar. I'm gonna just rotate this while I'm looking at it. Happy day, oh happy day. Then do the same thing again. Like I said, I know I could just duplicate this, but you gotta live a little. Smell the roses. Enjoy that things take time. All right, so now I'm gonna do a joint, which if I haven't posted a video yet, I will post a video soon on joints. So all I did was I went to assemble, click joint, it makes joints. Motion, we want a rigid motion. That just means like glue, essentially. It's gonna lock it in place. And then I can select my components. So I'm gonna select this piece right here, little ridge that it sits in the center. And then I'm gonna move my orientation down here. I'm gonna do the same thing on this part because they're the 2 parts that touch. And oh my God, look at that. They click into place, how exciting. I'm gonna click OK, and I'm just gonna wash, rinse, repeat. Do the same thing with the other parts, middle to middle. Whoa, chat, is this real? And we're gonna do this again. I just said wash, rinse, repeat. You know what, while you're sitting there waiting, why don't you, should I have you? You know what, drop a comment. What's your favorite smell? That's always my favorite question to ask people because they're never expecting it. What's your favorite smell? All right, now I have 3 joints on here. This one's connecting this one. I really don't need to do another joint on it, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it. So now, here's my phone stand. That's it. So I'm gonna click save. CTO, phone stand assembly. And then if I were my students, which you should be saving this IED 2025-2026, submit assignments here, and there will be a folder for your final for this. It will say phone assembly. It doesn't exist yet. It will. So you would save it there. I'm going to save it to NEM files. That way I have an example. That's half of it. The other half is making a drawing. The drawing is so simple. All you do, click design, drawing from design. Everything looks good. I click OK. And it's going to think for a minute, and it's going to take my piece to the shadow realm. And then it's going to bring it back. And then I am essentially just going to set it up as a front view right here. Let's make that a 1-to-1. There we go. I like that. So 1-to-1. I don't have any hidden lines in this view. We'll do projected. So I click that, slide it over, slide it up, and then do my isometric. OK. Auto dimension, because it does it a lot better and a lot faster than I could. That's done. And then I'll just export this as a PDF, CTO, phone stand drawing. And then same thing, save it into that folder. Submit all assignments here, submit assignments here, and then there'll be a folder for it. I'm gonna save it to NEM for later, for me. That's the bell. Get to class. Have a good day. See you later.